friends. How are you? I hope this finds you well. I hope you're able to find me over here um, on my page. I'm on my YouTube and Trish's YouTube. I kind of just ran in from work, so I feel a little discombobulated, but excited to be with you guys here. There's my Linktree. You can find me at Matt Nittany Creations at all these different locations, and you can follow me there. Excited to be with you guys. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to share color theory with you guys today. So I'm going to go over here to YouTube, and it still says, let me see. Oh, yep. I'm going to make sure that I can share out. Share out our show. I can't think straight. Oh, my brain is hurting. I just came from work and working with my kids and all of that, and now copying the link so I can go share it over on Facebook. Hopefully people will join us. Make sure you share it around. And so that others can join us as well. But how is everybody? How are you doing today? Excited to be here. I see somebody hopefully has joined us. Maybe not. But yeah, my room. You can put that in my room. Okay. Return your shoes anyway. Yeah, so how is everybody? How are you doing? I'll start here in a moment. We can talk about the color wheel. So I'm going to go put this in our group. So hopefully more of you will join us. I did say I might be late, so here we are. Hopefully we're 2 minutes in, so hopefully some friends will come join us. But I am going to talk about color theory. So I am going to see if I can do this. I'm going to share my screen. All right, let's see. It says 2 monitors. I don't have 2 monitors. Oh, well. So I am going to share. Give me a moment while I find this here. My color theory. All right. So if you say hello and I miss it, I'm sorry. It's kind of to do two different screens here. There we go. Hopefully you guys will come join us. And put this in present. Hopefully that won't take up my whole screen. That's good. Playing around with this. Waiting to see if anybody joins us. But yeah, I'm excited to share color theory with you guys. Hey, Zach's here. So glad you're here, friend. You guys were asking about color theory and how to use colors and all of that stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. How are you doing, Zach? How's your week going? Hopefully. Can you hear me okay, Zach? My desk is kind of a disaster here. I don't normally work on Fridays, and I ended up having to. So that brings me home right before the live. So I kind of just run in and get all set up. So we have a couple people here now with us. That's exciting. So I'll go ahead and start. So as you can see, we're talking about color theory. Color is one of the elements of art. And here's a color wheel. If you're in our group, I posted I was just about to tell everybody I have a PDF. So yes, in our group, I posted PDFs to help talk while we're talking about color theory. So if you want to pull that up, if not, you can message me and I will try and put the link in the comments if you don't have that. So we're going to start over here talking about color theory. So we're going to talk about the color wheel, the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, warm and cool colors, hue, value, saturation, and possibly get to the color wheel. Who am I? All right. So, color theory is important to help you organize and develop artistic ideas and work. You can learn. Can you tell I'm a teacher? Learn how the color wheel works in this presentation I gave my kids. So, and identify and name different color groups. Those are the things you should be able to walk away with. All right. So here is the color wheel. It shows the connection between colors and organizes these colors into group. Another word for color is hue. So in this color wheel, we can see many different hues or many different colors. So we can see primary colors. So primary colors are what we use to make all other colors, it says on here. So, but we cannot make primary colors. So primary colors are what they are. There's, they are what they are established. So you got red, blue, and yellow. So they're the middle right here, the main part of the color wheel. Let me know if you have questions as we're going along. So here we have our red, blue, and yellow beads. I changed it up a little for you guys. Hi, Terry. Yay, I'm so glad you remembered, Terry. I'm so glad to have you here. We just started. So I said we're talking about color theory this week. You guys had asked for it. And so that's what we're doing. So we have started talking about the color wheel. And the first three colors we're talking about are the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And there's nothing we can do to make red, yellow, and blue. So here's our red, yellow, and blue beads. So those are what we call primary colors, and all other colors are made from them. Or hues, another word for color. And then here we're looking at secondary colors. So secondary colors are when you mix two primary colors. So for example, blue and yellow make green. So yellow and red make orange. Blue and yellow make green. So these are all what you would call secondary colors. In support of Trisha, who is missing today, I've been streaming her videos all day to help her hours viewed. Oh my goodness, Terry, I will have to tell her. That'll mean so much. One of her pups was sick last night, and she was up all night taking care of them. That's why she's not here. She needed to take a nap. She was really, really tired. So, but I was planning on teaching anyways and talking about color theory. So I don't have a beading project for you guys today. Sorry, my first week of work, but I did, you guys had asked for color theory. So I already had that presentation. So here we are. And here's some pictures of secondary colors. So green, purple, and orange are secondary colors. So the next level are tertiary. Oh no, I don't envy that in any way. Sick pups are no fun at all. Sending positive energy. Thank you, Terry. I will make sure that Trish knows that. I really appreciate you saying that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, they are no fun because you can hardly help them. So hopefully she'll be better later. But she had a long vet appointment this morning trying to help her. Anyway, so we've talked about primary colors and we've talked about secondary colors. Tertiary or third level colors are made with a primary color and a secondary color. Oh, thank you, Zach. We sending Trish positive thoughts and healing for her pup as well. Thank you guys. You guys are great. We're so blessed to have you guys. So if you look, all right, here's blue, right? So blue and green. So here's your primary color. Oh, here we go. Here's your primary color. And green make blue-green. So primary, a secondary, make a tertiary. Primary, secondary, make a tertiary. Okay? Does that making sense so far? I hope. So here you go. Here's some tertiary colors. Red and orange and yellow orange. And I added in our little fun beaded bracelets here for you guys. So warm colors are all on this side of the color wheel. Cool colors are all on this side of the color wheel. And this is a good important thing to know with jewelry making. Oh, any kind of art is what kind of feel. So if you go with any of these colors, it's going to have a warmer feel. If you go with any of these colors, it's going to be a cooler feel, whether you're painting your room, whether you're painting a picture, whether you're making a bead project. So winter colors tend to be more of these. Fall, summer, spring, all of these. Isn't that interesting? So warm colors are red, yellow, orange, and colors that are connected to those on the color wheel. Cool colors are blue, green, and purple, and colors that are connected to them on the color wheel. Now we're going to talk about hue, value, and saturation. Hue is another word for color. Value is how light or dark is the color. So if you want to make it lighter, you add white. Make it darker, you add black. But also you can talk about beads in what their value is, like based on whether they're lighter or darker. And then saturation is how strong or how faded is the color. And that's what those words mean. So you can do this if you want with a friend or something, but virtually it's like a little game that you can do that I've done with my kids. And what I do, I make my kids mix their paints sometimes. So when I do this lesson, I'm so glad, Zach. When I do this lesson with my students, I make them mix their colors. So let me see. I can stop screen sharing and let's see. Wonder if I can do this. Oh, I can't. Okay. I'm just going to have to flip my camera around and I can show you. We can talk a little bit about beads on the table. See if I can get it working. I kind of ran in from work. They asked me to come in today. And so I got home at like 4. So please ignore my messy table here. So yeah. So do you guys have any questions about what I just showed you about the color theory? Feel free to ask if you have any questions. Today's probably going to be a short lesson because I was going to go over that with you guys. Let me see. I might go back. I might have something else I can show you. Let me see if I do. I did give, if you didn't get them, let me know, but I did give handouts that you can help practice. We can talk about, let me see, I could talk about the psychology of color. There's all kinds of things that come along with color. And it's helpful, to know what does and doesn't work. So look at I have a big bag and I have paint on my hands from art class. I didn't get a chance to wash my hands. I was running home to get to you guys. So yeah, this is bead soup here. Let me see. I don't even know where my beading mat is. So you can tell, kind of ran home and popped on here. So here we go with some bead soup. Now, to make brown, usually you kind of play with colors but there are brown beads and stuff. If you claim you do art, I kind of do, but I might be outside of my element. I'm seeing references to triadic, and accentuated analogous. Do those translate? Um, yeah, I'm sure. If you claim to do art and have no marker or paint somewhere on your person or glitter, you don't really do art. Very true. Very true. Terry, to answer your question, so I think some of these are different words for the tertiary colors, the tetradic, triadic. Um, I'd have to look at them a little more closely to see if and think about it a little bit more if they would translate for beading. But so we can take some of the ideas of the color wheel and color theory. And so like these buttons I have here, as you can kind of see, there are all kinds of colors all over the color wheel. There are some, thank you, Terry. There are, she says, no worries. There are so many references out there, and different terms often mean the same things. Yeah, I can look into it a little bit more, but if I remember, yeah, I can't always pull everything I remember, but I think they're similar to the tertiary. So here's some buttons. Now these might be in all kinds of places on the color wheel, but because of their now when we were talking about no, I'm not going to remember. Talking about the color wheel, we were talking about the what is the word I'm looking for? How light or dark value. We were talking about value. So these all have a very similar value, all have a very similar saturation. So even though they might be in different spots on the color wheel, because of their value and their saturation, they all work together. Okay. So sometimes they might not, but that goes similar. These all are cool colors. So of course, all the cool colors are going to work together. Okay. But this is a combo of warm and cool, but these work because of the value and the saturation. They all kind of have a similar color, like a similar value, similar saturation. Now these, I don't know if I can get it closer. This is literally bead soup. It's true bead soup. So I'm trying to get back to looking at your all's questions. Let's see. Zach has a question. Does purple and yellow? Yes, purple and yellow can make brown if you're mixing paints. But as you can see, all these colors don't work together. This is just bead soup. So you can separate out things. Even if you don't know a lot about color theory, if you have bead soup, you could start out by separating them by color. And then you can put just like the color wheel, you could put warm colors on one side. So I can put all the warm colors over here. Let me grab, I want to show you guys. There's a really cool, hold on, I'm coming. I wanted to show you guys my color wheel that I use for school. Because this, if you really wanted to get into theory, color theory and everything, this is the way to go. Sorry, that light is shining right on that. So you can see, so a lot of color wheels actually have, it's not pure red, but magenta is where it starts. So it's magenta, blue, and yellow. And then on the outside, so here's the main blue, and then here's magenta, and then here's yellow. So they go all the way out. And then, so here's your primaries. These are your secondary and tertiary mixed together, but then they're labeled out here for you. So if we look at yellow, here's yellow, and then it has all the different, so here's the values in with black, and then here's the values if we add white to all the different levels of yellow, and then they do it for all the different. So yes, this is chartreuse. And then here's yellow green. So this one even takes it further. So chartreuse is not is made from yellow and yellow green. So it's even slightly different. So that might be the next step up. And they also have on here, you can look at it a different way. I don't know if you can see this. They show you how what is mixed to make those colors that way. So very, very cool. So then you can kind of see, let's see, this kind of is, so from here to here, somewhere around here is where it splits. And then we have cool colors and warm colors. Now this is starting to become warm. You know, the more magenta or red that you add, the warmer it gets. Whereas, and then same down here, the more yellow you add to green, the warmer the color gets. So, I'm glad you like the color wheel. I love color wheels. I have another one. I don't know if I can find it really quick. I just, yay, I found it. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay. So I just came from school, so everything was packed away. So this is my pocket color wheel. And it's nice because I can go, okay, here's my primary color, red. And so if you're adding red to something, it's right here. So adding red to red is going to make it red. But if I add red here, see how it becomes red orange. And then this is an example of adding yellow to orange, what'll happen. So you can spin it around, be like, oh, if I add yellow to this guy, this is the color it'll be. And then it also has the value on here. So the gray scale, which is the whole white one, and then this is the black scale, so gray's in the middle, then white and black are on the ends. And then it has another side that you can look at, and this would talk to you about those colors you were talking about. So the fun thing about this one, if these are not too expensive, and they have them like at Michael's and stuff. So if you need help figuring out, okay, what goes together, you really want to know color theory better. So complementary colors, okay, are across from each other. So purple and yellow complement each other. But if you mix them, as Zach said earlier, it makes brown. Now, split complementary are these two, okay? Now, not so much these two, but we're talking about these two. Now, a triad, you can come all the way out here, and so these two and this one will still work. They're split, and this is the triad split, okay? So, monochromatic is using any tint or tone or shade or of just one color. So I had a student working on a project today, and she all her colors were kind of like in this. So that's monochromatic. So you could use beads all in the same kind of hue family, but if there are different values, that works. So that would be considered monochromatic. Monochromatic. Yes, there's that big word triadic. You're right. I found it. I'm like, I know this word. Analogous is, and these words are hard, are using colors that are adjacent to each other on the color wheel. Use at least 2, but no more than 5 consecutive colors on the wheel. Example, yellow, green, and yellow. So these are analogous. So you could do blue green with that. So yellow, green, green, and blue green. Those 3. Or you can do blue and blue violet. Okay. But you wouldn't want to do more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then you're going to start moving out of the range. So this color wheel is nice because it only allows you to pick like 5. So these would all work. And I can move it over. These would all work. But beyond that, ooh, Carrie, what do you, color cards that help? That's awesome. There are some really cool color cards out there that help you with this as well. And I had started talking about the complementary. So these 2, let me get Carrie's comment out of the way, are complementary. So they have to be directly opposite to be considered complementary. And then we talked about the split complementary. So they go the 2 colors on each side of its complement. So example, they give the example of green. All right, here's green with, so split complementary would be red, orange, and blue. So green, red, orange, and blue. So that would be the split complementary. Oh, wait, no, they said green. What does this say? Yeah, red, orange. Oh, and red, violet. Okay. I guess that works too. Oh, if I point to green this way. There we go. That's how that works. Does that make sense? So here's the green. I have to use the little arrows. A triad is using 3 colors equally spaced from each other on the wheel. So the triad, like I was showing you, orange, violet, green, those would work together. Tetrad, using a combination of 4 colors on the wheel that are 2 sets of complements. For example, you have blue and orange complement each other. You can use those, and red and green. So you could use all 4 of those. That's the tetrad. And a key color is the predominant color in the color scheme of a painting or other creative project. Okay. So hopefully that helps you know a little bit more. Oh, you hit send too quick. I bought color cards that has a color on it you like, and then a whole bunch of colors that go with them. Oh, yes. So, yes, Carrie, I've seen those cards. They're really, really cool. Yeah, they are. They can be a little pricey, but that's really cool. You were able to get those. So yeah, if you have bead soup, you could split it out like a color wheel, and then you can think about, okay, these are opposite of each other. I can use them. Or these are the split complementary. So this is the whole thing that will help you. Now, if you got the worksheets that I put in the group, then you should be able to find all of these groupings. But this color wheel you can get for like $5 or $6 at Michael's, or they have them on Amazon. Just put in pocket color wheel and you should be able to get this one. And it's really helpful because of the 2 sides in figuring out all of those things. The other thing, that's so funny. Yeah. It is expensive. The other thing, if you can't afford to get like the color cards or you want something more than just this, if I go back to presenting, let me see. Share my screen again. Where is it? So, all right. So if you go, you can get a free subscription to Canva. And they have this really cool thing. And let me see if I can share it with you guys. So I don't know if I can. They have this thing where you can put, well, one thing you can look up is color templates. So you can go, Canva is really handy dandy. Let's see, might not. So they have all these kinds of things. Like here's a palette, an Instagram palette. Oh, so that's the word I was looking for. So if you pull up Canva, I have the education version, but you can still see everything. And you can come in here and you can put in palettes, and they already have palettes created in here. So, or another way you can do it is you can hit create a design, and you can just hit doc. And so when I come over here, I can put in palette. One color palette. And go to elements. I think it is. Let me see. And then if you go to graphics, no. There's a spot. I found it the other day. Let me see, maybe in photos, where it showed all of these color palettes, and it was really cool. Not in photos. Let's see. Oh, maybe I just put in color wheel. There we go. All right. So you can go to graphics, put in color wheel. You can pull up all these. And then let's see. Oh, yep. Yeah, you just put in color palette and see how it pulled up all of these. So here's a way, like, you can just click on it and there you go. You can print it out yourself, and would do a similar thing that the cards that Carrie got would do for you. They also have, I don't know if I can get to it from here. So they have a way to generate color palettes. Let's see. But it's not easy to find, which is a pain. But they actually have a place where you can upload, which is what these people did. And I'll have to look for it. I'll send the link. It is in Canva, but it's like separate than the regular Canva. It's like in a different spot. It's like, maybe if I do Canva color palette. Yeah. So here is, they have their own color wheel. So I feel like, oh, it's not sharing that page. Let me see. Is it? I don't see it over there. What page? Sorry, guys. Let me reshare that. Yeah, thank you. Carrie, I just saw your message. All right, let me, because I switched pages. It wouldn't let me get it from the page I was on. All right, sorry about that. So you have to Google search. Oh, that's not the one I want. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll try again here. Let me see if I can figure out. Here we go. This is the one I want. All right. There we go. All right. So if you, outside of Canva, search in Google, just say Canva color wheel, it'll get you the link. I don't know how to get there from their regular page, but as you can see, you can pick a color. Okay, so you pick a color and then they'll tell you what the complementary color is. You can use this color, you can create a graphic, you can export the palette. They tell you all here, all about the different like monochromatic, like here you can see the monochromatic, the analogous colors that are on the row, the triadic, tetradic colors, primary, secondary. It gives you all of the definitions. I will put this link. I can do that right now. You can pull it up and bookmark it. I probably have it bookmarked somewhere. But so yeah, you can do that here. And then also when you're working in Canva, you could put a picture up and you can click edit picture. And then it will let you pick, like you could generate colors from editing just that picture. So this is a cool tool. You can also, turn me around here. Switch my camera. Oops, don't need that screen anymore. There it is. Switch my camera. It's different doing this by yourself. But you can also go, if you search in Pinterest. Yeah, sorry, Terry, that is a lot of info. But yeah, all of that info, everything I was sharing is also there on Canva, or you can also go to Pinterest, and if you put in color palette, it'll pull up color palettes just like I was showing you in Canva. So those are some free options. Like you could put in blue color palette, or you can be even more specific. But Carrie, no, I was just gonna, aw. Well, Carrie, I'm excited to hear it how it is. I actually, even with all those free options, I still wanted those cards. So don't cry. Don't cry. You have methods to use until they arrive. And then you get to tell all of us how awesome those cards are. Because they look totally awesome. I keep getting ads for them. Yeah, so don't cry. Any other questions? I mean, I know I threw a lot of information at you. Sometimes when you're doing your beadwork or doing a project, lay it out. Maybe you're like, I don't know if these colors work, lay it out. And you don't necessarily have to pull out the color wheel. Sometimes art, just look at it. Okay, that works, or that doesn't work. Yeah. So, but Carrie, oh, I'm glad I'm excited about those cards. I actually wanted to look into them, but went with just the color wheel right now because I work at a private school and we don't have a lot of funding. But yeah, I wanted to get them for my students so they can just, oh, look at this and pull it and not have years of color theory or anything. But any other questions before we head out here? I know today's a little different. We didn't really do a craft, but you had asked for color theory. So I wanted to give you some basic knowledge. It's not a lot. Oh, thank you. This was one of the, Zach is saying she likes my necklace. It's supposed to be a choker. I made mine a little too long, but this was one of Jules's boxes a couple years ago. Yeah, so it's so all the beaded loops, and then we had some really pretty of these two beads. So it's all check glass on there on the ends. a fun one to make and a really pretty clasp as well. So thank you, Jules. It was one of my favorite boxes. So any other questions? I'm glad that this information is helpful, and you'll have the replay so you can head back and check it out if you have any questions. And don't hesitate to ask. We'd be happy to help you with whatever. A lot of my knowledge comes from trial and error and just playing and figuring out what works and what doesn't. But yeah, I keep saying, I'm tired, but you're welcome. Oh, Carrie, don't worry. I definitely think those cards are worth it. Like I would, if I could, I would totally get them. So, but now you'll understand more what you're doing when you get the cards. You'll be like, ooh, look at this. I think you'll have lots of fun with it. I'm not worried. Not worried at all. So, well, friends, so excited next week. Well, we don't know what'll be going on. Yeah, it sounds like me with crimp beads. Yeah. um, but hopefully we'll be back next Friday. But we're seeing I'm let Trish share her news with you, but things might change up again. I know I talked about that before, but looking positive that way. So some things may change. We might have to change time, but oh, love you too. Oh, I'm so glad, Terry. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. We adore you guys. So yeah, so don't hesitate to ask questions and come back and visit the video. And we will be back hopefully next Friday. If that changes, we'll let you guys know. Alrighty, have a great weekend. Enjoy, at least here in Pennsylvania. It's nice and sunny. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.